Hello. Yeah, we're back in the room. Back in the room. I just thought I'd. Oh, Jasper. As soon as I start talking, this little twat wants to get involved. Yes. What's going on? What's happening? What's been happening? Lots has been happening. Lots has been going on. But not really interesting stuff, to be honest with you. We're me and my mate are doing a drop-in for people on the 17th of December, which is about a week away. And in about a week's time, I'm going to be in. At this time, I'll be in Broken Biscuits. I'll be fucked. Because we've got some free food organised for people and stuff like that if they want to come along. And it's starting to get a bit real now. Thought it was a great idea, and now we're actually having to fucking do it. So, yeah, that's a bit struggling. What else is going on? I'm having a massive rethink on my social media stuff. That's going on. Definitely. So I'm going to try and I think it's quite poisonous, Probably not as poisonous as wine, but I do think it's quite poisonous. And I think I've come to realise that I do a lot of my social media stuff because you're seeking validation and approval. And I don't need to do that, really. Especially from people who you don't particularly know. I mean, it's a funny one, isn't it? And the double-edged sword that social media has become. I mean, I'm very lucky that we experienced it from the very beginning. Because I'm that age. I mean, I'm 50, 59 now. So, I was there when, I can remember when we didn't have mobile phones. I can remember when we didn't have any of this stuff. When we didn't have the internet and things like that. And I can remember visionaries like David Bowie saying that, we had no idea back then how powerful this thing could be. And it could be used for good and bad. And we're seeing that now very much in evidence these days. How it is used for both good and bad. And how it has seduced people. And brought this culture of wanting likes and wanting follows and wanting this and wanting that. And it's a word I like to use a lot, is vacuous. And I think social media is very vacuous. Because it's not real, it's not substantial, there's no real substance behind it. It's just people pushing a button or whatever. And everybody wants to read something into it if you do something. I had an instance where I put you can press a tune and put a thing on your story. And I did that, and I got a text saying you shouldn't put that on. That's really bad. Da, 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 da. And I just thought, and I just genuinely had walked into my shop. Good tune came on. Boom, put it on social. Listening to this today. And I just thought, and when I looked at it, I shouldn't have put it on. If you're going to read things into it. And you can't be anymore. You can't just... Everything's got a meaning on there. And I don't like it. And I want to get out of it. Everybody... Because... Even though you're trying to do it innocently or you're not... Are you? Is it something in your head that's saying, oh, put that on? I don't know. So I'm going to try and come away from it. I'm going to still do my little bits of YouTube stuff or whatever. But I think the personal accounts and all that kind of stuff, I just want to get away off. I just want to get away from. I feel I've been practicing sort of deleting my stuff. I've been off Facebook for a long while. I've got a little page on Facebook. Because I need it sort of for business. Because I can't run my business page without having a personal page, which is a bit shit meta. You need to sort that out. But I need to stop saying as well. So, but Facebook lost its, glow for me when it just became a way of showing off. And it's going to be horrendous at Christmas because everyone does this thing where they take pictures of how many presents they bought their kids under a tree. As though, look at me, I'm better than you. Fuck off. Bullshit. And Instagram's getting the same. I used to really like Instagram. I liked Twitter when Twitter first came out. Got rid of Twitter because it became just a shitstorm. I believe it's better now Elon's in charge. And Instagram now has just become this. Again, it's just a showing off thing, isn't it? It's like, look at my life, it's better than your life. And do we really need that in? Do we? No, I don't fucking think so. I want to get fewer friends, but better friends, if you know what I mean. And I look now at my life and I think, who do I really trust? And the circle is small. And I think that's a good thing. Jordan Peterson said it was. I was talking to my girlfriend the other day and she was telling me about her son. And he's not on social media. He don't give a fuck about any of it. And I thought, wow, what a cool way to be. Especially when you're 19, years old. That you just don't get involved in this nonsense that we're involved in. And I want to get to that. I want to get to that. I don't want to be, because I don't care what you're doing. I don't really. I look at it because it's doom scrolling, isn't it? Everybody does it. We all doom scroll or whatever. And you look at it and you go, oh, I like that. I don't like that. But I don't really care. It doesn't affect me. So why do it? We do it because it's there and it's being fed to us and they want us to do it. So they feed you an algorithm that makes you want to do it. We're just basically having our lives controlled, and I am done with having my life controlled. So I'm not. I'm definitely gonna look at moving away. What else is going on? Oh, Syria. Assad's gone from Syria. Now that's great because his regime killed 600,000 people. Nobody gave a fuck about it. There was no one stood in the square complaining about it, but But again, we don't know what's coming behind him, and And Saddam Hussein once very wide. It was either Hussein or Gaddafi said, you might want to get rid of me, but you don't know what I've got what my boot is keeping down. And we got rid of them, the West, and hello ISIS, and that's what they were keeping down. The regime change in Syria is going to be interesting because hopefully they're not radical Islamists, but they could be, and if they are, then that conflict's just going to go on and on, isn't it? It's just going to go on and on. And obviously Israel are getting involved because they're worried. The Middle East. I think we should just fucking leave people to it, to be honest with you. Anyway. Labour government, absolute shit show. Absolute. This is a government that's been waiting 14 years or whatever it is to get in power. And once they get in power, they haven't got a clue. They have no plans. They used to say stuff that sounded good. And now they're in power. They're like, oh, fucking hell, what the fuck we're going to achieve that? And they change their mind every day. Angela Rayner is brilliant. She's like the gift that keeps on giving. She did an interview and the guy on Sky, I mean, even the mainstream media now are picking up on this and calling him out. And the guy on Sky is looking at it and she went, yeah, well, there's a housing crisis in this country and we're going to build 1.5 million homes because, we're going to do this by the end of our 10 year to resolve the housing crisis for everyday normal people. Anyway, oh, brilliant. Well done, Angela. You've also said in your manifesto, or your point, whatever it pulled out, said that you're going to have 2.5 million migrants coming that time, which are... And she's like, yes. Oh, yeah. So where are they going to live? Because if you house those 2.5 million migrants, the 1.5 million homes equates to about 3 point something million people, because that's how many people share the houses. said, so basically 5 out of every 7 homes you're going to build are going to be for migrants. What are the people who already live here going to do who can't get a house now? And she went, oh, there's plenty of housing. And he looked at her, he went, you've just said there's a housing crisis. And she went, no, there's plenty of housing now, but we're going to build those homes for... and it was just a shit show. They have not thought about anything. It's just ridiculous. Just so easy. It's just so funny. Keir Starmer was at it, wasn't he, when they asked him about the... this pub landlord who got a petition going with 3 million signatures to rerun the election. It was really funny. Because he sat there and went, well, that's not how democracy works, is it? Once you've been voted in, you can't go back just because you didn't like the result. Sir Keir, Brexit ring any bells, Sir Keir? Where you kept saying, oh no, you wanted a second referendum? Because you told... because... Was it? No, the Remain people told lies to get elected, to get it through. Oh, you didn't tell no lies, have you, kid? I've never told a lie in my life. Never gone back on a promise. It's just madness. The other thing is with the Syrian thing, which is great, is that we obviously Brexit was a massive vote on immigration. Is all it was. And obviously the country voted that they didn't want mass immigration, and everyone's argued against it and all the rest of it, because we wanted to control our borders. Our borders are now way worse than they've ever been. And the irony of it is because people like Starmer and Alistair Campbell and all those people argued and did it, put every obstacle they could in the way of doing Brexit, instead of actually going, all right, that's what the people have voted for, let's get the best one we can. They just tried to fuck it up, and now they can sit there going, we told you it was shit. We told you it was shit. That's what they're doing. It's so funny. The irony of it is, as soon as Assad was toppled, Germany, France, and loads of other European countries went, right, that's it. We're not having any more Syrian refugees because there's no war there anymore. Fuck that. We're not having any more. And we're like, oh, well, we'll have as many as you want. Absolute bonkers. Batshit and bonkers. It's just mad. Politics today is mad, and this is why you should, if you can, vote independent. If you've got an independent candidate, no matter what level, whether it's, council or parish or whatever, MP, whatever, vote independent. Because these people attached to parties, across the whole spectrum, they're all fucking idiots. They just spout a party line, and it's mental. They don't do what's best for the people, which is what surely we vote for an MP to do. You do what's best for your constituents, not what your party's trying to push. No. That's what I think, anyway. Who the fuck knows what I think. What else is going on? We're doing the thing, I've talked about that. I've talked about the political situation. Christmas is coming. I've got lights up and everything this year, which I've never done. Well, I have done, obviously, when my kids were younger, and I split up with my wife quite a number of years ago now. But ever since we split up, I've never done anything Christmassy. And I've got a tree this year, and I've got lights on my window, and I've got baubles on. I've got some twigs. I've got baubles on them. And I actually don't mind it. I actually feel quite good about it, to be honest with you. I feel a bit of a fraud, because I'm always a bit of a bar humbug with the Christmas thing. I think it's very commercialised now. And I've got a shop. So I'm thinking, I want people to buy stuff for Christmas. So I'm torn internally. I'm torn. But yeah, I'm actually quite enjoying it this year. And my oldest son he's in a relationship where he's with a really nice girl who's got a young daughter. So it's going to be nice, because I don't see them enough, because I live quite a distance away, and I feel bad about that. But and I drink too much, so therefore I can't get in my car and drive. But no, it's going to be good fun because, we'll be able to get there, and I'll get that joy back of seeing a young child who still believes in Santa, because Santa's real. Whether you like it or not, fucking Santa's real. But they still believe when they're young, and to give to see that joy is going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. And seeing my kids, and my dad's in hospital, and not in hospital, even like a care home thing, and it's going to be difficult for my mum. And Christmas is one of those times where, and this is why we're doing this charity thing, because it's awful to be lonely at Christmas. I'll be lonely this Christmas. Who sang that? Well, Mud, wasn't it? It was Mud. And anyway, so that's one of the reasons we're doing that. We want to just make maybe a little bit of difference to somebody, anyone who comes along. We're going to give people presents, and we're going to feed them and give them hot drinks. I'm really looking forward to that, actually. Be good. I'm looking forward to Christmas this year. Lots of positives this year. Lots of positives. I've had some bad stuff. Really bad stuff. But coming to the end of the year, hopefully it's going to be positive, and going forward it should be good as well. There's lots to look forward to, actually, at the moment, which I haven't been able to really... I don't know, for the last many years I haven't really looked forward to the turning of a year, the turning of, or just what's happening in the future. It's just been a lot of, I've had a lot of pressure and stress and stuff like that. And that's not just this last 12, 18 months. I had that for a long, long while, with uncertainty, money and things like that. And then all of a sudden that sort of dissipated, and then personal stuff took over. And so it's nice to be looking, still apprehensive about the future, because I think we all should be, and I think you've got to be a little bit. But to feel as though there's light at the end of the tunnel, if you know what I mean, I think that's really good. I'm just checking how long I've been rambling. It's 17 minutes. I can't believe I've been rambling for 17 minutes. No, I'm really looking forward to this next coming year. I think it's going to be full of... And I don't like saying things like this, because I always think you jinx it. But I do think it's going to be full of good things. I think there's going to be challenges, without a doubt. But I do think there's a lot of good stuff going to come. And I don't think I'm going to be rich, or I'm going to be this or that or whatever. But I think I'm going to be happy. I'm happy with myself, and happy and content with my relationships and who I interact with and who I deal with. I think that's the main thing. I don't really care about much else. I just want to be happy, and I want to feel as though I'm level. The relationships I'm in are on an even footing, and I'm not trying to put one over on them. They're not trying to put one over on me. I'm not trying to impress them. They're not trying to impress me. We're just happy with who we are. And I think you've got to be happy with yourself to be like that. And that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm genuinely, I don't not like myself anymore. And for a long while, I really didn't like who I was. And it's been difficult. I had a real wobble a few days ago. I actually thought I was having a bit of a breakdown. And I think I hit, where the people say, you've got to get really low to appreciate the highs. Well, I think I hit rock bottom a few days ago. And I think mentally, everything just came out of me. And I appreciate it now, because I feel... Since then, I've felt so much better. And I can look forward now and go, okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. And I wasn't seeing the good stuff before. I was only seeing the negatives. And it's nice to see the good stuff, and it's nice to be able to go, actually, I think that's going to be good. And I'm going to say it because it's not going to jinx it, because I'm not going to allow it to, because, you know, I would self-destruct before. I would do things which were, you know, I knew were bad, but I'd do them anyway. Just because I didn't think I should be happy. And now I just want to be happy. That's all I want to be now. I'm John Lennon. I just want to be happy. What do you want to be when you grow up? Happy. One of the best answers ever, isn't it? You know. Well, when I grow up, I'd like to be happy too. Anyway, that's it now. Because I've now rambled for 20 minutes. So I'm going to go. But yeah, I will doubtlessly see you before Christmas. And I'll probably come back on next week and tell you that what a shit show it was on this time next week when we were trying to feed people. But I appreciate everyone who's helped us and contributed to it. And yeah, I'm going. I don't know how to stop this now. I have to do some kind of hand gesture, which I don't really understand, but